I was able to build these 3 historically accurate military vehicles with very little building experience myself. From the 1400s all the way to the modern era, these vehicles were either used for transportation or for military combat. So to start, we're going to focus on the Doe Boat, dating back to the 1400s, according to the internet. Coming into this, I had no idea how to build a Doe Boat. I didn't even know how to spell the thing. But I did know they needed a sail and a wooden chassis as the base. Good. This is literally all I need to cook. For those who don't know, I actually built another boat before this one, and we're taking on water. Hey, anyway, we finally got the wooden chassis and the sail that I took to auto build, and now we just had to build the thing. I don't know where to start from this. I don't. Because I just realized something, that the stabilizer is going to help a lot with this. So everything on the boat should be stable if it's attached to it. Now we can focus on the design of it. Oh, we should put the cannons at the front just because, like, if we put them on the sides and they say, like, target ahead of us, it might shoot the actual ship. Fun fact about Doe boats, according to the internet, they were used for transportation and for exporting goods to and from places. But because mine had to have weapons because of the rising influence of the Korok militia, yes, this is real and it's not a joke, I had to make some modifications. Okay, a little something, nothing too crazy. Got 2 cannons on the side. Okay, I just want to test it really quick just to see if it even floats. Submerged fans is no bueno. Damn, really? But after all that assembling, it was finally time for the moment of truth to see if the boat actually drove. And it definitely did. Chat, it works. We're in the water. We're actually driving. Fish beware. Chat, the fans underwater low-key kinda work. They kinda work. So even though it was fun being on my Wind Waker timing, sailing through the 7 seas of Hyrule, I guess, I wanted to redesign the boat and make it even more accurate. See, they had no Zonai devices. They couldn't put Zonai fans behind a Doe boat. We didn't have that. And I can confirm because I was there. Look, you can actually look on this picture right here. See, look, that's me. So we had to go to engineering and physics if we wanted to get the results we wanted. 2 classes that I did not have in school, but something that I can tell you is that I figured it out. Okay. Kind of modified design, but in theory, this should paddle in water. It balances, huge. We have a better way to board it. These are all good signs. These are all good signs of a good boat. Link is about to be scouted. Link is gonna be drafted as a commander. Bro, look at his fit. So here was the big wheel strat. If you didn't know, the big wheel can actually act as a rotor, and if you attach something, say for example a plank onto the axle, it's actually going to spin and move forward. So all I had to do at this point was simply attach it to the big wheel, put the plank on, and I was actually able to develop a paddling mechanism on the boat. Bro's cooking? I know. Like, this is straight off the cuff. I did not practice this. I'm cooking in real time. Like, you're tasting the food real time. I did not put it in the refrigerator. Like, I just got the ingredients out, and the fact that it's actually working is kind of crazy. For our last problem being the sail, we were able to control where the wind hits the sail to help boost us even more forward along with our paddles and our oars. And together, this was the final design. We are definitely good now. The double. He destroyed the front ones, but we still have the back ones. Chat, we're raiding. So we were able to pull up to Lurelin Village and we got the get back of the century. They had a pirate ship, but we simply had a better boat than them. But more importantly, this prepared us for our next vehicle we had to make. So we built the boat and now we have the biplane to build. Many iterations of the biplane have soared throughout the earth, but the one I'm specifically focusing on is the Soapwith military biplane. Apparently this plane had dual miniguns on each side. They were not playing around in the First World War. But as I began to build this biplane, I was low-key realizing not only did I have no idea what I was doing, to build something like an aircraft to actually make it gain height and stay in the air is a lot harder than it looks. Because as funny as making an airplane in Tears of the Kingdom is, I low-key have to account for drag, account for airspeed, account for how heavy the actual vehicle is. All that has to be taken into consideration if I want to build something that actually has a unique design and can lift off of the ground and stay in the air, which was the biggest challenge I had. If I was a barber, sorry, but I would fail you, because I cannot do a lineup for nothing. But a stroke of genius that hit me from my spirit, I could take this electric rotor out of the shrine and use this for the build. This was going to be monumental for having actual liftoff with a wooden build, because honestly, Zonai fans just weren't cutting it anymore. For those who don't know the power of electrical engineering, one electric rotor is equivalent to, honestly, about 5 or so Zonai fans. This thing is extremely strong, and the best part about it, it has a very minimal Zonai battery usage rate because of the fact that it's electrically powered. So with all of this combined, here was the first test run. It's kind of working. It is. It wants to work. I can feel it wants to work. We may not have gotten height from it, but this gave me a brilliant idea, and I remodeled the plane, this time adding angled fans downward and forward so it could help the plane keep itself in the air. This should work, please. Hey, it kind of does. Okay, don't get me wrong, this was great, but for some reason I just felt like this was off. My wooden build wasn't actually flying nearly as well as I wanted it to, and no matter where I tried to angle the propeller down, the wood was simply too big and thick. So the lesson I had to learn here was to be patient. Sometimes solving a problem does not come to you instantly, and you'll have to work through those feelings in order to get to the solution. Because if you think the world's greatest solutions were solved overnight, you'd be mistaken. Unless you're just that guy. And if you are, I guess this doesn't apply to you. So I had to sit in that uncomfortability of frustration, and eventually, it dawned on me on how to build this design. So look here, so me add enough, you know. Me say me need a lighter design, eh? So me go back to the drawing board and me get the wing them there to be the base of the body.
Let me start off like this.
Ride, baby, let's ride. Hey. Said you only drive on the west side. Hey. Look me in my eyes, I me wonder why. Hey. Is it really true what I feel inside? I know it ain't right, cause I got a wife. Hey. But you give me a different feeling every night. Hey. Feeling that I can't shake, can't disguise. Hey. And it's something I don't really wanna hide. So tell me what you gonna do.
Finally, after 2 days, I figured it out. I realized that the base of the other airplane simply couldn't handle staying in the air, but using a wing Zonai as a base made the build light enough so that it could sustain itself in the air. However, what I learned here helped me for my final build. So we're gonna actually scrap the armored tank design before. I actually want to try something different. I want to build if you've ever seen those like Jeeps, like the armored like vehicles, I want to try building something like that. To keep track, we built from the 1400s with the Doe Boat to the 1900s with the Biplane. So for this last one, I chose a pretty common military vehicle in the American Humvee. According to the internet, once again, the American Humvee was actually picked up by the US government in 1989, and this is actually one of the most reliable military vehicles built to last. So I tried to replicate that in my design.
Look at this. It got teeth. It's scary.
He's like, ah. Let's just take a second to appreciate the craftsmanship here. Look, it has teeth. It looks menacing. It has teeth. The eyes are there. Strikes fear into the opponent's heart. I got Shotty in the back. I need to use my blick. Quick. Damn. The tracking on this is superb. You have no vehicle, no nothing. Like, just get up. Feeble weaponry against my actual military forces. It's just over. It's actually over. Just pack it up. You're losing. You're not that important, bro. Move. Bro, the Tesla car ran out of battery. I have a Tesla tank. It runs on batteries. My whip. Give it back to me. Bro, you cannot drive. Why are you racing me? He's actually racing me. Bro, move. Why was Bill trying to race me to get back into the whip like he knows how to drive it? He'd have to be on some last one there is a rotten egg. So thank you guys for watching the video so much. Subscribing is always appreciated. I have another Tears of the Kingdom video right here for you to watch. Take care, love and light.